Democratic Party embraces Chinese-owned TikTok, from the Washington Examiner yesterday. Two top Democratic Party organizers have embraced Chinese-owned TikTok, despite new revelations that China's influence over the app and concerns that the Biden administration is not doing enough to crack down on it. The Democratic National Committee joined TikTok in March, and the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, responsible for electing Democrats to the House of Representatives, joined the app on Wednesday. Yeah. Are they going to cry when their data is hacked? Oh, we've been hacked. Just downloaded TikTok and you endorsed it, and it siphoned all the data that it could, because that's what it does. You can't blame anyone but yourselves, even though you probably try. Voicemail indicates Joe Biden knew about Hunter Biden's Chinese business dealings. Okay, this is a totally different story. Senator Marsha Blackburn, a longtime critic of Chinese-owned TikTok, tweeted in response to the news, "Democrats are openly embracing an app that provides user data to Beijing. It's clear the left does not understand the threat Communist China poses to our freedom." Republican National Committee spokesman Nathan Brad told the Washington Examiner, "While Democrats are busy dancing and using Chinese Communist Party spyware, Republicans are addressing Biden's gas prices and laying the groundwork to turn out voters in November." The DNC did not respond to a request for comment. Numerous Democratic candidates are also using TikTok. The DNC's privacy concerns with regard to TikTok remain unchanged, said Danielle Wetzel, the committee's deputy communications director, told Political in mid-June. "We take additional precautions when developing content and communicating with voters through the medium and advertise campaigns to take similar precautions." They probably buy burner phones with nothing on it and then just create the accounts, upload the media so that they can reach all the mindless people on TikTok, watching little 5-second, 15-second clips of people shaking their ass. They're like, we have to reach these people. These people are our base. They have no clue of anything beyond their initial needs. The DNC said it has dedicated devices for TikTok. What did I say? Dedicated devices with probably no other login information, because they know that TikTok is siphoning all the data that it can from these devices. So they're like, okay, guys, they probably want it on a different Wi-Fi, to be honest with you, so that they can't. I don't know TikTok spyware reach. If it can infect routers and such. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. But maybe. But they're like, full clean phones, don't have anything that we wouldn't want, the Chinese Communist Party to see. So the DNC, it has dedicated devices for TikTok that are isolated from other DNC assets, processes, business as a mitigation to the privacy risk. So basically the DNC acknowledges that it's a legit security threat, as people have been saying for the past couple years. I don't know if it's a couple years or a year, for quite a while now. And they just want to be able to post their gobbledygook online to the people who are actually watching TikTok, which I don't know what the demographic data is, but it's alarming to say the least. I think it's the newer generations. The RNC told Politico, "We do not have any plans to give the Chinese Communist Party our data, nor do we plan to use their spyware." The Biden White House has collaborated with TikTok influencers and celebrities such as Benny Drama, Jonas Brothers, and Bill Nye. With the videos shared on the accounts of those stars, the White House itself does not have an account. Yeah, because our government's saying, hey, don't have TikTok downloaded on your phones or even your kids' phones. It's a national security threat. TikTok thrived during the first year of Biden's administration, following unsuccessful efforts by the Trump administration to crack down on the app. Yeah, because people were literally calling out to remove this thing. TikTok was dubbed the most popular website in the world last year, with over 1 million users in the United States, despite concerns about data privacy and Chinese links. Biden officials emphasized a national security review of the app is underway. Okay, just because it's super popular, because people don't understand what you can do with data and the far-reaching implications of other people having your information, doesn't mean it's a good thing. Okay, it's popular, so what? People have no clue what can be done with that information. The National Security Council said a separate review by the Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States is ongoing. It's ongoing. We're working on it, people. It's not like we've known this for quite some time, but we need another review of these things. The Trump administration labeled TikTok a national security threat due to concerns it could be exploited by the Chinese Communist Party to obtain a U.S. user data illicitly. Former President Donald Trump issued a August 2020 executive order prohibiting transactions with ByteDance and TikTok within 45 days, alleging that TikTok's vast data collection threatens to allow the Chinese Communist Party access to America's personal and proprietary information, potentially allowing China to track the locations of federal employees and contractors, building dossiers, and personal information for blackmail and potential corporate espionage. Dare I say that China is the number one intellectual property theft agent. They steal the most intellectual property. This has been known. And so the fact that they're collecting our data should be exceedingly alarming. We're like, oh no, it's fine. It's so entertaining. It's fine. We don't have to worry about what's going on. We just watch these videos for an hour and we feel so good for that hour. And then we realize, wow, we just wasted an hour of our lives watching mindless crap. The Trump Commerce Department backed off of a possible ban on TikTok in November 2020, citing a federal court order. The Biden Justice Department asked a federal appeals court to dismiss the TikTok case in July 2021. Biden ditched Trump's executive orders against TikTok and other Chinese apps and replaced them with his own in June 2021, saying vast data collection on apps threatens to provide foreign adversaries with access to that information. No, you think? Do you think that's why Trump was trying to ban it in 2020 and it took you a whole year to figure that out? Hey, maybe this isn't a good idea, people. Maybe this wasn't a good idea to allow it. Oh, it wasn't just Orange Man bad. It wasn't that. There was actual real researchers saying, hey, this is a bad idea. This is a backdoor. This is spyware. And only after you did your own little investigations to figure it out, this is not the best thing. This is not really a good idea. Then it's okay. Then it's okay. Biden's presidential campaign told staff members to delete their TikTok accounts in 2020. So Biden knew that it was dangerous in 2020. He didn't need a whole nother year to figure that out. He knew it when Trump was saying it. But you let politics get in the way. It's beyond just Orange Man bad. Last month, BuzzFeed, citing leaked audio from dozens of internal TikTok meetings, reported that China-based employees of ByteDance have repeatedly accessed non-public data about U.S. TikTok users. Yes, people. Why do we act so surprised? Oh my God, they're doing that? Yes. People have been sounding off about this probably even before 2020. TikTok put out a statement the same day citing work it had done with Oracle. So TikTok puts out a statement. Today, 100% of U.S. user traffic is being routed to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, it said. We will still use our U.S. and Singapore data centers for backup. But as we continue our work, we expect to delete U.S. users' private data from our own data centers and fully pivot to Oracle Cloud servers located in the U.S. Oh, they only have a backup of the data in Singapore. Oh, I wonder how they're accessing our data. Do you think it's from the backup that they have? That we have no control over? That's where I would think they would get access to this information. It's just a backup. What do we need the backup for? Oh, to siphon the data. Duh. Okay, so what? The infrastructure, the main data is in Oracle Cloud. So what? And it's all in the US. So what? Because you have a backup in Singapore that you can do with whatever you'd like with it. Okay, so what? We have it in the United States. The initial data centers are in the United States. If they have backups within their jurisdiction, they can do whatever they would like to do with this information. Federal Communications Commission Commissioner Brendan Carr, the commission's top Republican, wrote a letter to Apple CEO and Google CEO this week calling on them to remove TikTok from their app stores for its pattern of data practices. The New York Post said this week that TikTok has been quietly telling advertisers it is exploring a possible move out of China and may even consider a spin-off from its Chinese-owned parent company ByteDance. ByteDance and TikTok have repeatedly claimed they have not and will not turn over user data to the Chinese government. But national security experts have raised concerns about China's national intelligence law, which requires all Chinese companies to assist Chinese intelligence services when asked. They have Chinese Communist Party agents within businesses so that the businesses can comply with the CCP. This is silly. These businesses are a part of the Chinese intelligence services. The end. And we want to make this about our own little politics here, but it's more than that. It's more than that. The Pentagon and other government agencies and a host of organizations and agencies have banned employees from using the app. We know this is spyware. And yet we've made this politics within the United States. We know what they're doing. And only now when there's this huge backlash of, hey, they are literally siphoning information from you. They are literally sucking all the data that they can from your devices. Only now are we saying, hey, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe this was a bad idea that we give critical information about our own citizens to the nation state, which has the most draconian technological nightmare of a system, which is using AI to track individuals across their own lands to tell if they've been using too much electricity or water. And they've been hunting down dissidents by tracking people who petition the government, who are reporting corruption at their own local government level. This is probably not a good nation state to give our crucial information to. TikTok has hired dozens of lobbyists in the U.S. to defend the platform. Let me rephrase this. TikTok has hired and spent a shit ton of money to allow them to operate and continue to collect your data in the United States. Its privacy policy still makes it clear that it may share all of the information that we collect with ByteDance. What are you collecting? Anything and everything. The company says information may include biometric information such as face prints and voice prints. Many people, researchers, have gone over the threat of this software. We're just easily and readily installing it on our own devices. Here, take it. Come on. Let me give you an idea of what China does. China has been cited in recent years as the number one violator of human rights. There have been claims, and I believe some confirmation, that they are harvesting people's organs to sell on their, I don't even know if it's a black market, if it's sort of out in the open. But they've been noted to be able to acquire organs at a rate which is astounding, which we cannot in other nations even compete with when people are voluntarily giving up these organs because they're an organ donor or what have you. And you know why that is? It's because they're harvesting organs from people who are unwillingly being subjected to getting their organs taken from them. And you know who these people are? People that the Chinese party doesn't like. Ethnic minorities, such as the Uyghurs, who China has been caught selling tons of their hair in the past year or so. And so we are giving a nation state critical information about who we are as people when they're the ones violating the most egregious acts that are probably going on in the modern era. And that's who we're comfortable with giving this data to. If there's anyone who you don't want to have your data, it's probably China. It's probably China. Because while they allow in the US all the bullshit that we see on TikTok of teenage girls shaking their ass and the mindless garbage that we see, I don't use TikTok. I don't fully know. I'll admit it. But they don't allow the same things in China that they allow in the United States. Don't you find that a little curious? That they so desperately want to censor what goes on within China, but they allow free reign of whatever content that you want in America. Because they know the detrimental effect that it can have on whole generations of people. If you're just mindlessly scrolling through this content feed for hours on end, what are you getting from that? They don't even allow it within their own nation. And we just so easily hand over our information. And we have to make this political. Oh, this is a Biden thing. Oh, this is a Trump thing. This is beyond that. You do not realize what our information holds. Like I've said before, they're the number one perpetrator of intellectual property theft. They steal our software. They steal our technology at the highest rate of any other country. They have whole divisions of hackers that they employ. They look for back doors within U.S. businesses and organizations. They actively participate in sabotage. And we are somehow okay with literally downloading spyware from them on our devices.